이용객은 승강기로 올라가세요. 저항군이라면 이용료도 무료입니다.
자네 거목의 숲에 가본 적 있나?
Not sure if that's a.
아직 못 가봤습니다. 아, 지난번에 거목의 숲에 파견 다녀오셨죠? 어떠셨습니까?
평소엔 아름답고 조용한 숲이야. 거목의 노래가 시작되면 달라지지만.
거목의 노래요? 그게 무엇입니까?
바람차 이용객은 승강기로 올라가세요. 저항군이라면 이용료도 무료입니다.
저 거목에 울퍼팅거라는 정령들이 살고 있다는.
I'm gonna assume he wanted 3-star dungeons.
거목의 노래는 그 울퍼팅거들이 엘프들의 넋을 기리는 노래야. 그들의 영혼이 숲을 떠나지 못하고 떠돌고 있거든.
천도제 같은 거군요. 그런데 엘프들이라면 아주 오래전에 자취를 감추지 않았습니까?
맞아. 거목의 숲을 떠돌고.
What else? I think, yeah, I think this guy actually X'd up for.
전쟁에서 죽은 엘프들의 영혼이지. 영혼을 모아 울퍼팅거에게 가져다주면 엘프들의
바람차
영혼을
이용객은
해방시킬 수 있어.
승강기로 올라가세요.
오거들의 반응
저항군이라면
때문에
이용료도
쉽지는 않지.
무료입니다.
죽은 엘프들의 영혼을 해방시킨다면 우리 선조들의 잘못.
Let's see if I have any. I think I did all my contracts already, right?
밤에도 찾아오다니 지칠 줄 모르겠어. 이거 베테랑이 온 것 같고. 자, 골라보게나. 마음에 드는 의뢰가 꽤 있을 것이.
I already did everything before I went to bed last night. Yeah.
쏠쏠한 보상도 중요하지만 의뢰는 누가 뭐라고 해도 의뢰인의 간절함 때문에 다 골랐다. 그럼 어서 출발.
I won't craft yet. I don't know which like Crimson Manor area we're gonna do tonight, so I'll wait. Fortunately, it opens before after Node War, so I can even get my Vanguard on.
이렇게 매번 허탕만 치느니 내 직접 가서 페이퍼로 꽃을 따겠네. 스킬 연구자는 상품을 함부로 만지진 마십시오.
Should be able to max out like any spec, any secondary or tertiary spec that I decide to go for, so I should be fine with that.
어서 와 앉아. 뭘로 줄까?
How many can I prep right now, actually?
말만 해.
Maybe 19? It's not bad. How many do I have right now? Ada, Burkhunt, Crimson Manor, okay. 13, 28. It's not bad. Ah, this one's easy. You know this one, right, baby? The boss for this one. Ah. Oh wait, hold on. Something's very wrong with this build right now because I designed it for. Yeah. Are supposed to be. If you have a plus 12 ring in main sync slot, can you add a plus 6 ring to the second sync slot? It will plus 1. Yeah. It doesn't have to be plus 0 to get sync. I tried it with my weapons before already. I need stamina. Oh, I almost didn't make it. Oh god. Got some spare rings I can transfer. Some blessings I can save some Lucy. Yeah, man. One thing's for sure, depending on what I get tonight, arc boss wise, it's I'm gonna be spending a lot of resources too. Hello. Nah, this is just the dungeon channel. Yeah. I heard you're coming back to TNO, is what I was told. Don't worry about it. I was told. Just get a negative. I don't know.
정은 붉은 꽃으로 물들겠군. 영원
Oh. You're too invested to go back?
놓치지 마라.
Video.
이렇게 허무하게.
Is that even like actual game? Star Citizen?
귀찮은 것들.
Bro, this thing has like the best music.
지돌체.
I mean, we're all being worked to the bone.
가시의 석방.
I don't think anybody's working as hard as me, let's be honest.
이 절망은 내 힘이다.
Oh, I'm not talking about the stream.
그 반동은
Oh, never mind. You guys probably wouldn't know.
지돌체. 가시의 석방.
Oh shit.
이 절망은 내 힘이다. 도대체 그 반동은 가시돌체.
I'll say if you don't, you only need to be in there if you have the purple thing on your head, which you do at the moment, but it might get removed as soon as you get the thorns. Go into the purple. Go into the. You have the purple thing on your head. Yeah, yeah.
가시의 석방.
When you have it, yeah, and you have to go out, then it'll disappear, and you don't have to Oh, never mind. You still have it. Never mind. Keep going in there. That's basically all you have to worry about as a DPS. Fucking gauntlets, bro. Holy shit. Oh, but it's maxed out at least. Something. We just got ourselves a healer.
이 밤에 그렇게 좋은 밤
어두울수록 더 좋은 무기가 필요하지.
Oh, it expired. Hmm. I haven't done this one yet, by the way. I haven't even. Oh shit, okay. Bro. Not the bots, bro. Not the bots. Yeah, what is this? Tiny ass corridor. Oh shit. Bruh. Good thing I'm not claustrophobic. Holy shit, this dungeon.
절대 지나갈 수 없다. 죽어라.
Polish crystal. Oh shit. Fuck. It is so fucking narrow, bro. What? Oh, whoa, 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 shit. Oh, wrong corridor. Hold on. Oh. Ah! Okay. Woohoo! Oh! Oh! They really love doing these long winding corridors, huh? We did it for our solo dungeons as well. Well, never mind. You don't have to stay here, no? Ooh. Whoa. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Ooh. Brother. What is this long, winding ass corridor? What the fuck? God. I'm doing this shit for no reason. Yes, I'll take a single shot of that. The fuck? Fucking game made us go through all that fucking underground shit just so. Oh my god. Okay.
이번엔 누구지? 꺼져! 영원한 고통의 저주를 나눠주지!
Life is good as a tank. I just got a tank. Hey game, relax. Yo, Danny, what's up, brother? Oh wow. You have to go through shit like that? Oh, okay. Woo! Yeah, this boss is doing a lot.
영원한 고통의 저주를 나눠주지!
I'll give you the curse of eternal torment. Sure, buddy. Man, I mean, if anything this boss is good at, is sucking your mana. Yep, definitely mana. I was gonna use. I don't really need to heal here all that much, so I'm gonna use this for mana instead. I am running out. Ooh. I'll use only aggro skills for now.
영원한 고통의 저주를 나눠주지!
I'll give you the curse of eternal torment. Okay. Yes. Feed me. Feed me, Seymour. Oh shit, okay. He's there, love. It is a lot of random damage, bro. Oh, we're just trying not to die right now.
나눠주지.
Oh, okay. Ranged evasion. So close. What was that? Not me with the recruitment, bro. Oh shit, man. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Look at it. Character card, midlife society. Yeah. Oh, okay. We're recruiting inner server now, bro. Times the yeah. The forehead glowing is because I have bright ideas, bro. Hmm. There we go. I won't let me off for a second.
이걸 받으십시오. 부디 저 분노의 불꽃을 잠재우길. 정령의 가호가 당신과 함께할 것입니다.
지나간다. 절대.
Yeah, Deeks. Holy shit. I'm not even fucking acting correctly right now. Hold on. Ah. Oh my god. I say that as I die. Sorry, it was a shortcut. One, two, three, four, five. Are we missing something? Okay. Ah! For this movie, you when you have like a red circle on your head, you have to time it like kind of like 3 seconds in your head, and then jump off the ledge and glide. That'll toss you back up. And that circle you have on your head, and that AoE that you had on your head there, is terrible. And it'll put down like a fire on a pizza slice. You just gotta walk out of it. You can extinguish it when you get that mechanic and going down and getting tossed back up from the geyser. It'll distinguish it if you walk to it. Somebody should be getting a circle on their head. I'm gonna stay beside this right here just in case I get the red circle. I don't have to sprint to dive down. I have no mana. Whoops. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, okay. Like this right here? Red. I'm gonna glide. It's gonna toss me back up. Whee! And I just gotta glide back up. Okay, it's on me, so I'm just gonna dive. Yellow pull. Try 2 N's, 1 G. Oh. I was barely feeling it. Try to heal. But I don't really have. Oh, there you go. %. Oh god. I think Beans swap him down has it too. Uh-oh. I don't think he jumped though. Oh shit, yep. Yep. Yeah, okay. Alright, we're down to 2. Ruh-roh. This might be the first time I've gotten to this point. Okay, Deke got the extinguisher, right? Yeah, okay, good. I'm gonna have to do the... Okay. Wow. Yeah. I don't have it on me, don't I? The other guy died too? Oh shit. Oh, down to the fucking wire, eh? I think he got it, right? He got the extinguisher? Yeah. Nice. So... Oh god. I have no mana, bro. Please. Phew. Not even close, baby. Oh, that shit was... Oh boy. Close one. For this one, you don't have to worry about anything else here besides the final boss. The final boss, you know the fear mechanic where you have like the little cone in front of you to spot the ghosts, the zombies. The first one that it does, you just have to look away. You morph so you cancel your target on the boss, and then you just look away. And then the second time he does it, we have to look for the zombies, because every zombie that we don't kill adds 3 stacks to him, up to a max of 10. That makes him tankier and hit harder. Eventually he'll start summoning like 6 total, so we'll try to kill them if we have the people for it, but yeah, we want to burn him before that. Yo, Holly, bet you weren't expecting me to change viewing platforms. Hey, yo! You from Twitch to YouTube, holy! What's up, bro? Noobson, what's going on, brother? Are you still playing RMC? Yeah, I just finished my dailies on ROM, actually. I was playing it in the background. Uh-oh. Wait, hold on. I actually do have my music from whatchamacallit. I pull up. Yeah. I gotta pull them in, bro. Whoever pulled those two needed to... I'm gonna try to LOS here, see if I can get aggro on these guys. Right? Yeah. These ones we just have to kill all three and then try to kill the middle. This is before they respawn again. Nice. I still have my GM to alt and rejoin Dyn soon, but I gotta wait for at least a week or two so my schedule clears. For only a month, cause or so something, cause my timing. Yeah. As long as we have space, there's not, and you're active within the time that you're in. Not really a big deal for us. So right now we're just kind of like keeping our baby. Morph, so you don't face the boss. Yeah, there you go. And then the second one, if you get it again, you're gonna have to look at those circles. And then look for the zombies. Oh, that was actually it already. He did it early. I think it's because we DPS them too hard. Okay, that one you just face away. Next one is gonna be you're gonna have to look for the zombies. That's so an offer up your soul. Kill those three, quick. I don't want to take someone else's spot, but I like helping the guild, etc. I just don't have more than a month at a time where I can get real time. Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair. We have people who kind of like do that too. It's like they'll be like on and off. This one's a fake one, you just have to look away. But that's mostly what it is, you know? Like, we have people that are coming back this month as well, so... We'll have those, like, lulls in between where we, like, are missing an X amount of people. Like, certain people getting, like, deployment or something like that. You have no DPS for 2? Yeah, the other ones too. Yeah, nice. Let me go back to the thing here before. Nice, nice, nice. That wasn't bad, actually. We only messed it up at the beginning because we burned him too fast. He went straight to the second mechanic. So you only have 3 stacks, which is really, really good. I got Mad Politics hate with Cursed Throne Guild? Who's Cursed Throne Guild? Oh, LC Hallie said hi. Elsie's actually on Twitch, so she probably sees your message on the stream. The guild I founded? Oh yeah. Yeah, the politics. Politics is always the most annoying part of leadership. We're kind of just like really lucky with our alliance right now that all the officers, all the leads in the alliance actually like each other enough to the point where it's like we actually hang out with each other. So we don't actually deal with like bullshit politics in our alliance right now. I didn't even know that I had this already. Well, sold it, I guess. Exit this. It's regular party. Damn, Elsie. Somebody said a good party to you and then you ignored them. Mm-hmm. 35k. Alright. Maybe let's do 2 stars real quick. So I can get that down. Maybe you can get the... Wait, how many Abyss tokens do you have right now? I don't want you to overcap either. $32k? I think we're pretty close. I'm at 35. Alright, we're gonna run some 2 stars then. Rando 2 stars. Technium. Oh no. I heard him say, man, fuck the K20, he's annoying, so no. This is my endless commenting help your videos, or it's just annoying? It's not, it's never annoying. That's the thing. It's never annoying and it's helpful. Because, technically, the way that the, it's what, like YouTube and Twitch algorithm actually now, thankfully. The way that they work is that the more interactions you have, the more likely they are to actually promote your video to the front page. So yeah, don't feel like you're being annoying. Number one, the conversations are fun. And it's kind of like one of the reasons why I stream, personally. Because I'm like an omnivert, right? It's like I like socializing with people, but I also just like just straight up gaming. And streaming gives me both. So I actually enjoy it a lot. Ignore me if you ever want. No. The only time I accidentally ignore people, which I don't do on purpose, is if there's a lot of flood on chat and I accidentally miss it, or, and this happens a lot, if the OBS chat that I have on Restream doesn't process the message. Ooh. Red, teal, blue, purple, yellow. Red, teal, blue, purple. Let me get the shield. I got heal on you. Oh, here we go again. Teal, green, purple, blue, yellow. Teal, green, purple. Teal, green, purple. Oh, here. You over here, baby. Yeah. I am a straight up loner. I hate almost everyone in the world equally. The only exception is anyone I have specifically told otherwise, like you, LC5, Omega Map. Oh man. I'm trying to get Omega back. I think he's trying to make a comeback. Same with F6. Donut, oh. He'll be surprised, or not, actually. But Sig and Donut are together. They are the real winners of TNO. They reach endgame before T2 even started, you know what I mean? Oh, this guy, I can't even pull that mob by low. Somebody else is gonna do it. Yeah, Yeah, F6 is I mean, he said he was trying to make a comeback, but I don't know if he will. Yeah, what's up, Vin? Is it worth? Is still worth playing this? Yes. The game has nothing been like good after good update after a good update, so there's a lot of reasons to play it. Not only that, like even for new players or returning players, there's such like good catch-up mechanics in this game that even if you just started, gearing up is probably in a matter of like a month maybe of just like doing the like the daily, weekly stuff. Gets you to a decent. Yeah. Ooh. Talandre's literally yeah, Talandre's fucking gorgeous, bro. Like it's not even just like the zone itself. The zone itself is great. But the if you notice, if you pay attention to the story too, compared to like pre-Talandre, you'll notice that even the NPCs have really good facial expressions. Yeah, 1 month to full epic level 9 max trait, currently 2 months to full skills too. Yeah, exactly. And that's not even considering. That's not even considering like. That's not even considering like events too. If they hold like events, you get progression even faster. So, like systemically, the game has good catch-up mechanics. If you add in events to that, then it even has even better catch-up mechanics. Maybe you have the circle, so you want to move away from your pizza slice in advance because you're gonna be first. Yeah, start moving away. Start moving away. Yep. So yeah, that red circle means you're first. Axe means he's second. So that's why he moved out of that zone already, and we go back to here, so we don't have to worry about it. Oh god. Yeah, the healer didn't really heal per se. Yeah, Talandre's story is insanely good, honestly. I'm glad I paid attention to it in Korea before. Yeah, free runes, free artifact. I think it's like, I mean, you get like good artifacts from just the battle pass, to be honest, even before you buy the battle pass. And man, two hours of group branding in Talandre in Nebula is also already insanely good. Oh my god, he's still bro. I was already beside him. How is he still dashing? Uh-oh. Okay, heal. Alright, young Ginny has the circle, so she's gonna be first. I have second, so I'm gonna move over to there as soon as the pizza slicer disappears. Don't move towards me, move away from me. Ah, shit. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. my god. Oh my god, this guy's trolling me. Healer has been expelled from, yeah. Bro, I don't know why he just left him to die there. The man was running with a huge axe on his head. He just got abandoned. Unfortunate, right? You know, you do be your own sometimes. Oh, nice. Times 5 loyalty. What up, Carl? You want to run some T2s? Oh, nice. I don't even need weeklies anymore. I was farming Nebula for 2 hours. Yeah. I mean, that should be enough to get you your, as long as you had a good farm, it should be enough to get you your weekly chests.
검은 뭐로 주든지 베르컨트 장원, 크림슨 장원 의뢰는 이쪽이라네. 오, 이거 베테랑용 다 몰랐네. 그럼 어서 출발하게.
You got a Nebula item? Oh, hell yeah. Which one did you get? Bro, if you say, Chieftain fucking ring, that would be Biss. That'd be big Biss.
아이, 누구 마론 본 사람 없나? 염료상 마론 말일세.
Distant Echoes band? Which one is that again? Ah, this one. Range for... Oh, shit. That's the DPS ring. Ah, okay, okay. And the ones I have right now are this one, and this one. So if I get a Tevin one, bro, that would be pretty huge. Only it takes approximately 6 hours of Nebula to gain all T1 epic. If you want to skip the T1, T2 rare, get random gear. Yeah, well, generally for your Nebula grind, you really only want the chests. The pouches are good too, if you can get them. And then, you know, maybe do 2 hours for chests so you can get them ASAP. Do another 2 hours and grind for the charges. If you really want to min-max your progression there. I'm going DPS now. You saw the builds I posted, Carl? As he said, BRB.
저항군으로서 가장 뿌듯한 순간, 의뢰를 수행할 때라네. 자네도 어서 해보게나.
In the tank Discord.
사연 있는 의뢰가 꽤 된다네. 한번 읽어보겠나.
Interesting.
지금은 의뢰 관리인으로 일하고 있지만 사실 아내 몰래 다음 모험을 준비 중이라네. 야, 이건 비밀일세. 사연 있는 의뢰가 꽤 된다네. 한번 읽어보겠나. 쏠쏠한 보상도 중요하지만 의뢰는 누가 뭐라고 해도 의뢰인의 간절함 때문에 뛰어들게 되지. 내가 해결한 의뢰가 한 3,300개는 되지. 자네도 그 정도 되지 않나? 해결한 의뢰가 한 3,300개는 되지. 자네도 그 정도 되지 않나?
Not the tank Discord. The tank thread in our Discord. In Dynasty Discord. Uh, epidemic sound. DM. Okay. I think I did. The epidemic sound. What's this? Invo sent me something. I'm waiting for LC anyway, so in the meantime, while we wait, let me check this out real quick. Most overrated. Oh shit, okay. Most overrated Throne and Liberty build. Sounds spicy. Yeah, hold on. Just do all in that one. 3 nebula items on Bruiser. Go for the non-neb one first, and then as you get more nebula items, start working on it then. Alright, let me see. The most overrated Throne and Liberty build. Alright, let me see.
Yo, what's up guys, it's Vulnerable here, or Homeless and Vulnerable would be slash experience.
Homeless and vulnerable.
Just before I ended the stream today, which was basically the top rated tank build on Questlog. Now, I recently had caught my attention, someone in my Discord posted a link saying that this is the most popular build. Why is this the popular build, and why are a lot of people going for it? I didn't look at it originally because I was busy at the time, but then someone also posted, yeah, they don't really understand why as well. It doesn't look that great. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check out the build here on stream, and I realized, yes, the build actually isn't that great, and it has a lot of problems, especially in the meta.
Two-thirds of the
This is gonna be an
nebula.
educational video talking about why this build is
I
very
have
mid
them
and
for-
you shouldn't really aim
I
to do
have
this
2
build.
out of 3 for the SnS wand, 1 out of 3 for SNS GS. Depends on what we get tonight.
And
If
I
we
would
get
actually recommend
anything.
you go for my build. This is no hate towards the creator. This is just my constructive criticism and my opinion. And I'm going to talk about why I have this sort of opinion. So this video, if you guys like it, I may make more videos like this in the future. I just personally really like to give my thoughts and critique certain builds and give you guys understanding of why I believe this build is inferior compared to another build, for example. I know not all builds are perfect in the game, but there are better versions of builds and what they're trying to achieve and what I believe is the meta, especially playing at a very high.
You can already tell you Invo is gonna get a lot of hate for this one. He's gonna get a lot of hate for this one because people get really sensitive when their shit gets criticized. I'm guilty of that sometimes. But at the end of it, I do appreciate getting criticized more than I appreciate not getting criticized at all. But yeah, there's gonna be people getting pissed off at this for sure. I already know it. I just know that it's gonna be. Hold on, let me use the bathroom first, bro, because I drank a lot. Hold on, is he online? Let me tell him that what I'm actually doing before I do it, just in case. Let me just reset it. Hold on. Use the bathroom real quick. It's gonna be crazy. All right. DM for a sec. Okay. Hmm. March, help me. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Let me just what is that? Let me fix my epidemic sounds. Yeah, what's up, bro? Good morning, good morning. Yeah, what's up, Ignis? Do you still play RMC? I do. I actually just finished doing my dailies. I always have it. I always do my dailies in the background while I'm playing TNL. Sometimes you'll see like I'm kind of like tabbing out and shit. It's because I'm I'm sending my character to grind at like Seromas for the base. I'll turn on. Do I still have my? Wait, don't Sakura. Okay. I still have my epidemic sounds. Okay. Are you ready for Crimson Dungeon later? I saved 35k Abyss tokens a day. Yeah, I'm at 35k right now too. I still have dungeons to do, so I can get to 40k. Legionnaire already told me he has Eclipse, right? So it's it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be a fiesta. I'll tell you what. It's gonna be war and fun. Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be cause I think the layout thing is like the layout of Crimson Manor. If you're on the outside of Crimson Manor and you're like jumping in to try to kind of join in or like try to fight, you have to kind of like head down there, and it's a pretty brutal choke point. I'll say that. It's a pretty brutal choke point. So yeah. And then 3F basement is gonna be where the chest spawn to, so it's gonna be even more like contested at night. You know? I mean, on the bright side, like it does put some focus on Crimson Manor, but then it'll be less focus on like Crypt and Sardoma. So at least like newer guilds kind of like have that avenue to get the chests, right? So that's always like good. What? It's not it. Wait, 12, 30. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna. All right. Since how much time do I have? I got 30 minutes before the events. I kind of want to. Wait, hold on. I kind of want to do this one, like this, for the just for the cap rock. I do have the cap rock, don't I? Or not yet? Hold on. And then I want to look at this video from Inbol. How the hell did it end up here? Oh, I know why now. We're probably pulled me up here. Morph, right? It's Helix Caproth. Yeah, I don't have the horned one yet. Okay. All right. But yeah, 14-minute video with commentary. It's probably gonna be close to like 20 minutes. So we'll do it. I'll do it now, and then we'll be done before. Yeah, we'll be done before whatchamacallit. We'll be done before events start, so that's good. All right. Yeah, I just want to see this one because it. Thing is like. Most overrated build. So based on what we saw earlier, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be for like quest log. Guess is gonna be the highest, like probably like highest or high rated like builds on quest log. So it's gonna be spicy, but it's also gonna be I think it's also gonna be like kind of like educational, especially if you're you know, if you're trying to figure out, because here's the thing about Throne, right? Knowing what to build and what to look for in Throne is pretty. It's not the most complicated thing, but a lot of people get it wrong. A lot of people kind of like pigeonhole themselves in like a specific like in a very specific like set or, you know, type of gear. So that's why, even though the concept in gearing up in Throne is pretty like simple, right? So it's like to give you like a quick example, for example, right now staff meta, if you're a tank, you hate staff. If you're like, example, like if you're a Templar, like if I go Templar, right? If I, let's say I get a 7-1, I go Templar. If I go Templar, I know for a fact that like what's going to kill me as a Templar user, as a Templar, right? What's gonna what usually ends up like having me killed? It's not the innate like burst damage that's coming my way. It's mostly because of like the heal cuts that happen. If heal cuts happen to me and I can't heal through the damage, let's say like my 15k heal goes down to like a 2k heal, then I know for a fact that that's the reason why I'm dying. So if that's the reason why I'm dying, then it's as easy as me building it's just as easy as me building like weaken resist, right? So that's basically the main factor. It's like when you have to consider, it's like, okay, what is like your biggest issue that's causing you to have like significantly less survival. So that's how you figure out like building in Throne. So it'd be pretty interesting seeing build criticisms.
Yo, what's up, guys? Vulnerable here, or homeless and vulnerable with his luscious beard. But we
Homeless and
recently had a
vulnerable.
topic just before I ended the stream today, which was basically the top-rated tank build on Questlog. Now, I recently had caught my attention. Someone in my Discord posted a link saying that this is the most popular build. Why is this the popular build, and why are a lot of people going for it? I didn't look at it originally because I was busy at the time, but then someone also posted, yeah, they don't really understand why as well. It doesn't look that great. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check out the build here on stream, and I realized, yes, the build actually isn't that great, and it has a lot of problems, especially in the meta. So this is gonna be an educational video talking about why.
That's a key thing to note when criticizing a build, is the term in the meta. Like, pay attention to that if you're trying to figure out like how to build, because like a lot of the changes or a lot of the path that you're gonna build towards is going to be dictated based on what's in the meta. Like, case in point, like as a tank versus staff users, me building weaken resist is going to be effective, right? So that's like the main thing. Let me just pull that up here. Okay.
Why this build is very mid, and you shouldn't really aim to do this build, and I would actually recommend you go for my build. This is no hate towards the creator, this is just my constructive criticism and my opinion, and I'm going to talk about why I have this sort of opinion. So this video, if you guys like it, I may make more videos like this in the future. I just personally really like to give my thoughts and critique certain builds and give you guys understanding of why I believe this build is inferior compared to another build, for example. I know not all builds are perfect in the game, but there are better versions of builds and what they're trying to achieve, and what I believe is the meta, especially playing at a very high level of PvP. Alright, so we are on questlog.gg, and this is the website, of course, I use to show off my builds. If you know my content, or if you know other content creators, they use this website to show off their builds. Very good website.
I think Eli, you probably meant Eli, right? For Seekers, is recommending weaken resist 2 for Seekers. Yeah. I mean, that's honestly, it's like, you can be tanky all you want. You can also build tanky all you want, but like you just can't ignore weaken resist. That is the main thing. If you're a Templar, or even if you're just even if you're a GS or SNS GS, right? Or especially Warden, if the main thing that's killing you is heal cuts, you're incredibly tanky, downright impossible to kill, until you get heal cut. You know what I mean? Because then the heals can't keep up with the burst. Then there's nothing you can do.
So if we go to character builds and we go to the
And you didn't really have to worry about that prior because, like, you know, the builds weren't really tailored to that, but now they are. So you kind of have to build based on what's in the meta.
front page here, we're going to see Kiniso's tank guide.
Ooh, Kaniso. Whelp's Kitchen. Jerry Vengi. Vengi's goated though. Eli goated as well. Whelp's goated as well. Yeah, Kaniso tank guide.
Now, this tank guide is extremely overrated. As we can see here, 5 stars, 141 votes. I believe this is probably the most, upvoted tank build on the website. And I'm going to explain exactly why this is extremely overrated. And there are way better options and way better things you can do with the build. Alright guys, so we've got 2 different tabs open here. We've got the Kiniso tank guide and we've got the invulnerable SnS GS4 tank.
Okay.
So, in general, I'm going to explain why I believe these builds are inferior compared to, for example, my builds, and I'm going to explain exactly why. If we look at the bottom left, we've got 2 different...
By the way, like, something that you should pay attention to, like, whenever you're following a build, make sure that build is up to date, and that's it's designed to counter what's in the meta.
different builds I want to mainly evaluate. This is going to be your normal build version 1 and your Dream Tier 2. And if we go over to my build, we're going to evaluate the pre-Nebula Dream Endgame and perhaps the Dream Endgame hit collision chance. Alright, so for the first topic, we're going to be talking about resistances. Now,
Let me see. Okay, Bulwark, Chief Executor, Praetor. Is he using Praetor? Praetor helmet. Okay. No, all non-nebula, so pretty easy to build.
resistances are super important as a tank and as even a healer and other sort of roles. It's very important for people that want to survive. In general, weakening collision is probably the most important resistances in the game overall, as collision is basically, people knocking you over, people pushing you, hooking you, basically anything that makes you move around is a collision. In a weaken, there are so many dangerous effects. For example, if you have enough weaken resistance, you
491 we can resist. It's not high enough in my opinion. 491. Just because, like, you have to realize too, a lot of people there's a lot of perception pieces of equipment in Talandre, but yeah, that's a problem. It has to be around 600. No, actually, you kind of have to build more than that now. A lot of people are going to be building a lot of perception just because it's so readily available that they're just gonna have by default have higher CC chance or weaken chance just by default. Now, but is that a concussion? Took temp ownership of the guild as a co-owner while I was in the hospital with doctors, or if I would... Bro, that is some... Are they gonna give it back to you at least? Because if you're inactive for like a week, it gives it to the next highest position. So hopefully.
can counter Bellandir staff. You can counter a lot of abilities that come from staff. You counter a lot of stuff that comes from wand.
Yeah, weakens basically curses. Yeah, curses are kind of like a pseudo weaken. It's like poison, burn. Those mostly count, or like any type of debuffs count as weaken.
Counter lightning infusion from daggers, so you don't lose, endurance if there's any spear daggers trying to remove your endurance. There are so many.
Oh, you got snaked? Oh, yeah, man. It's hard. It's hard to trust. It's hard to trust people for sure.
Different factors, even anti-heal, which is extremely important for a tank. If you put anti-heal into tank or anyone in general, it's going to be very rough. You can destroy that individual. So that's why weaken resistance is very important. Now on this build, of course, the weaken resistance is very low, but that's okay because, you know, weaken resistance, I would say early on is not that, you know, easy to build. But when I looked at the build and I saw that he has purple runes and I compared his collision resistance to my...
Yeah, yeah, this is kind of rough. Because like if your resistance is, this is just my opinion, right? I could be very wrong about this. So, you know, if I can criticize, but people can criticize me too. But like, I feel like weaken resistance being this low, and you're already putting in level 80 maxed out purple runes, is a little sus to me.
And his weaken resistance to my resistance, and we look at this build. Now, I have higher in both. Firstly, his collision resistance is not enough. You're looking for around at least 1.2k, and that is even not really enough. I have 1.
Yeah, it's not enough. You have to realize, okay, so 1.3, let's say 1.3, he's building 1.3k, right? So you have to realize a lot of tanks are going to be building Vanguard. A lot of, let's say like a lot of Seekers that probably have Tornado maybe, will have Vanguard built into their set. And they're incentivized to have higher perception because of how they get more endurance per perception, right? Like, there's no reason not to build perception when you have Vanguard, basically, 2-piece. So inherently, everybody, just because of the high amount of perception that they have, will have a higher CC chance, and that's why like you need more than you used to back in T1 when it comes to resistances. That's why it's like just by default, not even because like if people are building towards it, then you know you're gonna need more, but like just by default, even if people are not like investing into that like side of like the of the build with CC chance. Just by default, you already need more resistances just because of that. All right, so that's the reason why you want that. Because like if you were to build, let's say for example, if you're a tank or you're a seeker, just by looking at your build on quest log, let's say you're building up your quest log, you're getting like 2-piece Vanguard and you're having like a high amount of perception. If you look at your CC chance, it's already really high, so that's why you need more. I'll be honest. Well, then again, this is SNSGS, right? So collision is probably going to be more important for you, especially. But if you're like a Templar, SNS Wand, you probably will veer more towards like you still want a high amount of like collision resistance to have a little bit more chance to avoid CC, but you probably want a lot more weaken resistance if you're a Templar, just because heal cuts matter a lot to you. Heal cuts matter to you way more than collision. But luckily, nobody really builds weaken chance on purpose. People build collision chance on purpose, but not so much weaken chance.
3k over here. And this also includes only blue runes. His build has purple runes. Another thing to add, if you go to artifacts, he has maxed out artifacts.
2-piece max health, 4-piece CC resist. At some point, I kind of have to consider as a tank if I want the. I mean, SGS, I can understand why max health 1.5k is like really nice. But at some point, maybe I haven't tested it yet. But maybe at some point, it's kind of like I maybe have to think about the value of 1.5k HP over getting more effective HP by having higher skill damage resistance, because 125 is pretty huge. So it's kind of that one's kind of tempting.
And I have a level, 1 trait in each artifact. So we look at his resistances. This is not enough resistance. If we look at, for example,
stamina and defense. Well, I mean, 150 defense is how much? How much does 150? How much does 150 give you? Like close to 2% ish, right around, give or take, maybe. So that's not really. That's pretty interesting. The defense over. Yeah, defense over. I mean, defense over endurance. you're not really you're not really getting 4-piece for the stamina regen. Like stamina regen 5 is pretty useless. If you're in the thick of it already. Max stamina is nice. 15. That allows you three rolls. But if you're getting pelted already, your stamina is gonna go down to 0 regardless. So I'm pretty curious. I'm pretty curious. I might look up the Kanitsu's tank guide if he has like an explanation for the 4-piece stam over, like maybe just getting a 2-piece endurance with Greed Seeker. That'd be pretty interesting to.
Well, let's go to his
find out.
dream endgame build. What is this? What is this collision resistance? What does this weaken? If we look at my dream endgame build, look at the difference. This is
Dream endgame with sub 1k collision resist or any temper resist is kind of. Ooh, yeah, that is that is pretty rough, I'll say.
is abysmal. This is not going to do anything for you. The only thing this collision resistance is going to work on is going to be tornadoes, maybe. Now, this, you're going to be able to deal with a lot of, for example, enemy SnS greatswords, or a lot of, you know, mainly the staves. I think ones can build a lot of weaken chance, so this may not 100% deal with that, but this is a pretty decent amount of weaken resistance. You're looking for around, I would say, close to probably minimum 1,000 weaken resistance, and that's minimum. If we look at...
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go for less than 1k maybe. A little close, maybe like give or take, right? Like right around there. Just because like I know that, so let's see, let's look at my build currently. Like how much, I have 80 perception. I mean, obviously not everybody's gonna have 80 perception. I just have it by default because I have this and I have this. But like with just 80 perception, no CC chance built into it. Let's look at how much I have here. So yeah, you can see right off the bat, right? Like I'm not even building collision chance or like weaken chance. But by default, I already have like 500, bro. You know what I mean? So if somebody purposefully builds collision chance, then you're in trouble.
For example, let's go to chat.
Because like it's not an issue until you're in a boonstone where you're getting tossed off the boon, you're getting tossed off the rift, by like, you know, somebody who built collision chance and is just hooking you off every single time. God forbid they have like bulwark plus they lose Noah spear, then you're really not gonna get to participate in that fight, bro.
That's right. Let's go to collision chance. I want to show why. Look at my collision chance. I have 1,295. This guy has 984. That's not doing anything.
Yeah, every 10 is 4%, by the way. Every 10 difference is 4%. That means that like that 900 plus like collision resist is gonna do absolutely nothing.
But I literally completely
like at that point it's a dead stat. Like you might as well consider it a dead stat, unless, but he's not using it either. Well, they both use the same one, but they're not. None of them are using it. None of them are using. Hold on. Better to just show you. None of them are using Dark Sovereign Solar Stone, which gives you like 1.2k CC resist for 5 seconds. Which is pretty good for like the initial engage, if especially if that's what you're trying to do. But neither Invul or Kineso are running it, so that's not even part of the equation at this point. So yeah, that's just a dead stat.
Power he's resistances. This resistance is terrible. This is
only correction that I would probably take note of here is that in the notes that they showed earlier, this thing over here does mean it's a work in progress. Man, Only thing is, like, when somebody opens up a build, they don't really read the notes right away, right? So it could be maybe like maybe instead of like this thing here, maybe add like another in parentheses work in progress, just so people don't copy this right away. Yeah.
Extremely important as someone that has
Yeah.
been playing in a high level PvP. Both of these stats are very important.
Yeah, man, sub 1k is pretty painful. Yeah, like unless you have the dark soul, unless you have that solar stone for the extra 1.2k for 2 seconds on initial engage, sub 1k. I mean, sometimes even like even if you're at like 1k collision resist, is pretty rough. Because yeah, like I said, it's man, it's just rough. It's rough, like building, like having your resistance being like a dead stat essentially, because that's exactly what's gonna happen. Because like, what is 10 every 10 point difference is what, 4%. So the difference right now between this collision resist and let's say like Invul's endgame collision chance is already at such a huge like difference that it's at the point where it's just gonna make this 984 collision resist a dead stat, right? I feel like if it's either you build enough, not even I feel like, I know for a fact that like it's either you build enough resistance to something, yo no, but thank you for the follow, brother, or you just don't build it at all. It's like you just completely forego and maybe focus more on extra defensives, right? Because you're sacrificing stats to be able to build this up to 984. But if it's not going to do anything for you in the end game, then it might be a little bit difficult to swallow. You know what I mean?
All right, the next topic we're going to be talking about is heavy attack evasion. So in his build, he is running no heavy attack evasion,
Ooh,
which I believe is extremely troll.
Oh, 72 melee heavy attack evasion. Oh boy, yep. I mean, tank buster bow users will bend you over sideways if you don't have enough. And that's not even mentioning staff users. Yeah. But I mean, it does say work in progress. It's just that, I mean, again, I feel like there should be, in parentheses here, emphasis on work in progress. Because, like, you might have, like, a whale spend money to get all of this stuff as soon as they can. Right? But, you know, maybe they failed to read over the notes in the beginning to say that it is a work in progress, right? And if they follow it, and they go into a fight, into a ZVZ or GVG with 72 heavy attack evasion, that is... Ooh. Oh shit, Invul's here, bro. What's up, bro? I'm just watching the video right now.
I have tested in tier 1 and tier 2, and it is a massive improvement. Basically, if you guys don't know how heavy attack evasion works, it's basically 1 heavy attack to 1 heavy attack evasion. As an example, if they have 100 heavy attack, let's say melee, and you have 100 melee heavy attack evasion, they can't heavy attack you. You can imagine how strong that actually is.
Yeah, FYI, that is correct. Melee heavy attack evasion at the moment is a 1-for-1. We don't know if on the upper limit of that there is some type of diminishing returns or a curve. Honestly, I personally haven't built myself like enough beyond like what 800 heavy attack evasion to even test it. Beyond that point, but before that point, it is yeah, that statement is 100% correct. The only thing quote unquote even like bad about like heavy attack evasion is that anything that you build beyond what somebody has in terms of heavy attack is technically a dead stat. But 72 is definitely nowhere near enough.
Heavy attacks are a lot of people's damage, also including crit. But heavy attack is a crazy amount of damage for basically every damage build in the game.
It's funny seeing you guys watch these. Oh shit, hold on, am I live on stream?
Going to get destroyed. I was actually a person that, you know, really tested it when it comes to the NAW servers in tier 1, and I was someone that really popularized it in a lot of the top guilds. And tanks are now running, you know, magic heavy attack evasion and all the heavy attack evasions in general. Alright, so we are now going to look at the items and why I believe it's kind of, the way this build is going, I feel like this build is kind of flawed in some of the item choices and some certain things here and there. So, if we look at both builds here, we're going to be looking at the Dream Endgame build for my build and the Dream Tier 2 build for Kineso's build. So to begin with, we're both using Bellandir. Now, as a full tank in large scale, I believe Bellandir is still pretty good, but you do have the choice, of course, as you can use the Bulwark of Invulnerability. I would say
Bulwark's nice for extra perception for sure.
Depending on the squad, depending on the terrain, etc. Right? But let's just say you're at Siege, right? Which is probably the most important event in general. Queen Bellandir is very solid for that. Now, the other weapon that he's using is the Tevent Warblade of Despair. Now, I use the Grey Eye Bloodlust Greatsword. Now, in my opinion, when it comes to full tanking and going, for example, if we look at masteries here, right? So I've obviously gone down the path of dealing basically not really any damage. I'm basically full tank because a lot of these passives will remove your base damage, remove your heavy attack. So in general, you are going for that full tank support, you know, utility playstyle. This is the idea of the build. Now, this seems to be the same
Makes
idea
sense.
because if we go to the masteries here, he is rocking, you know, all of the...
So, right off the bat, noticeable difference is Kineso's running the crit damage, like, you know, based on, like, supportive free, and Invul's running utility. It's going to be, in terms of masteries, it's going to be top left versus bottom right here.
Kind of... you lose damage, but you gain a bunch of tankiness. Now, in general, I don't think Tevent Warblade for a build like this is really the play. I would say, personally, I prefer this greatsword if you're in a group full of, like, range DPS or people that do damage. But if you're not, I would personally actually use the Immortal Titanic Quake Blade for the hit chance and collision chance. The strength, of course, but you're mainly doing it for the collision chance, as the collision chance is very important with SnS Greatsword, especially if you're using Queen Bellandir. If we look at collision chance here, for example, I have 1.3k, and the second look at his collision chance here, he has 855 actually. So he has actually a very low amount of collision chance,
with
which
61.
is kind of actually, I didn't even notice that. That's a bit of an L for the Queen Bellandir build, as you've seen the collision resistance people are building.
Yeah. I mean, anytime that thing is, like, you kind of pigeonholed as a SNSGS to have collision chance, just because, like, regardless if you're using SNS Bella or Bulwark, like, both passives rely on collision chance, right? And more so on this one, just because essentially what you're doing here is you're relying on the pull from SNS Bella to really capitalize on your Tevent, if that's the route that you're going, right? So the problem is, like, if you don't have enough, like, collision chance to combat the endgame collision resistance that people should have, then it's kind of like a moot point, right? Like, you're trying to dev smash people, but you can't even really, like, pull them in, whether you're using Tevent or whether you're using Quake Blade.
You're not gonna suck in basically everybody. But that's a personal opinion. You could use a Tevent Greatsword. I just think, especially since, you know, the Tevent Greatsword AoE goes off your base damage, you are losing a lot of heavy attack, a lot of damage with this build, a lot of base damage.
Although, like, that's not to say that, like, assuming this is not a full tank build, I mean, it is a tank guide, but you're innately tanky because of that. Tevent does still make a lot of sense here, just because of the stun chance that it gives, along with usually, like, higher perception. Makes it so your dev smash actually procs on a lot of people. But you also have to kind of make sure that you have enough collision chance and you may have enough, like, stun chance to capitalize, because, like, these, if any of these two, like, fail to proc, then that minimizes your impact already. Like, you'll still have some impact just because of, like, how innately strong the weapons are. It's just that, why not just maximize your potential, right?
Damage in general, so I feel like Tevent Greatsword.
So you'll have to kind of, like,
I prefer more of a support or utility type.
Took
of
that a little
vessel.
bit.
Now, what he's using different is instead of using,
Even if you
for
have to
example,
fix your
I
runes a
use
little bit more.
full-piece Vanguard, he uses Praetor. Now, two-piece Praetor used to be in my old full tank build, but it's something that I believe people are starting to move out of, especially in Korea, from what I've heard. I'm not 100% sure.
The reason why they're moving out of it, and honestly, it was part of my pre-T2 build. Also, the reason why I didn't release that build in advance, I've told people over and over, is because like I don't know what because I knew there was a big patch coming in with NA Flandre, or before NA Flandre even launched, and that's the reason why I didn't release that quest log, because I also had Praetor in it. I kind of didn't want to have people go into Praetor, and then we get the because what is it right now? If people really wanted to build versus like shield block, they could reduce your shield block by like what, like close to like 90% ish, somewhere around that number, which is you know, it's like at that point I'm like the only reason I would even run, because usually I would run Fiendish for the extra 3% shield block and run Praetor for the extra shield block chance, plus the artifacts for extra 6% shield block chance with 5% shield block damage reduction. But I can't even run that anymore because, you know, my builds are always public, and if somebody knows that I'm running that, they're just gonna blast my whole shield block chance to smithereens, and not only do I lose the defensive, I also lose the heavy attack chance on my shield bash as well.
Sure, I've heard mixed reviews.
So that's why I don't run it anymore. I would love to make it work too. I'd still love to make it work. I still have this build in the back of my in my back pocket, just in case that like it gets to a point where Vanguard is so popular that nobody really expects the surprise Praetor build. You know what I mean? But that's just me like kind of hoping and coping.
You know, penetrates your shield completely. So in general, I've decided to just stick with the 4-piece Vanguard. You can even go 5-piece if you want to.
You can't really go wrong with 4-piece Vanguard.
And all the great stats that come with Vanguard. Of course, if you guys have been playing,
especially on a full tank
Vanguard
build,
has been a very sought after build. A lot of people are complaining because not all the pieces are in the game.
Only thing I hate is like T2 capes. Like this is a good option, right, for tier 2 capes. Only thing I hate about tier 2 capes is that like there's no good replacement for T1 like collision resist. You know what I mean? So that's, yeah, that one's kind of rough, to be honest. You? Yeah. Okay, hold on. All right. He's got weakened res at least on the cape. Yeah. That's the yeah. Just me is fine. One sec, guys. I have to go in the meeting real quick. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, boys.